Competition's here to stay. I think we just have to get smarter about what we do in terms of our own businesses.
I don't believe that there is a place in 2020 and beyond for every travel agent that exists right now. I actually believe that the travel agents who will survive are the ones who change, and the ones that thrive are the ones that change first.
Fundamentally, online travel agencies steal business because they have these new lightweight business models with lower margins and they can process more data. It's a volume game, not a quality game, and as we were discussing before, it's a race to the bottom on pricing. So in this context of the 2020 travel agent, it comes down to, can your humanity crunch the numbers? You might be using a wholesaler who is also a retailer, so you're buying off one of your competitors. What are the maths like on not having a job in 3 years' time because you keep pushing business to a competitor? It's not a good business model to send business to a competitor. There is no proven business model that involves making money out of sending money to your competition.
Our competitors 21 years ago don't even exist today. But we are still trying to do the same stuff. And I think it's time for us to really step up and to really put our hands on our hearts and say, let's stop polishing the proverbial turd. Let's be brave and start doing things that are a little bit different. In the good old days, to be one computer that two consultants would share. It used to be on a lazy Susan and they turn it around, they have to wait for it. They had to actually call the airlines to make a flight booking. You know, and you'd have to rip out sectors and your fingers would be pink by the end of the day.
Let's consider another one of your competition in the year 2020, the 30-year-old travel agent who will have been born in 1990, a digital native. They've also been recently told they're never ever going to afford a house, so they're going to be looking for somewhere to blow all that cash, which is a good thing. As they enter the industry, they're going to bring new skills because their baseline technology understanding is what most of us would consider to be fairly skilled up here. As customers, they want the same products delivered differently. You need to know what they know. You need to know where they're hanging out. You need to know how they're buying. You need to know how to work alongside them, and you need how to sell to them in 2020 and beyond. Now, currently, most of you as agents have skills that the travel agent who's going to be 30 in 2020 doesn't have yet, but they have skills that you do not, and what will happen is those skills are going to evolve a lot faster than the ones that we have now, and they will overtake and they will have an understanding that we won't unless we invest the time to learn more about ourselves.
I think a lot of the marketing that is happening in our industry these days is stuff that is old hat. I can't even begin to tell you how many ads I see in newspapers that are not being bought, that have cost a lot of money, and there's been a lot of stuff put together, whereas there's a much better free options that will get a much greater result.
Would you take the time to invest in learning about how you work? Would you take the time to educate yourself on how to get the best out of yourself? That'd actually be the best place to start any educational initiative, because you don't build a house without good foundations, and knowing how your brain works would be a really good one. And one thing the travel industry does have in the realm of education, which is fantastic, is the familiar. Fly in, view 16 hotels, eat at 5 different restaurants, 4-day tours. You get a lecture on local culture, you drink 23 vodkas, and that's education for you. Our baggage is our experience, our knowledge, our wisdom, and our bias. Our baggage allocation is already well and truly full, and the outfits in our baggage were created and tailored in an analogue world, and we now live in a digital world. Can you imagine saying to someone 3 years ago, I was in the back of an Uber hunting Pokemon on the way to my Airbnb? There is still room for that favourite pair of jeans and that intrinsic knowledge that we have, but in order to be successful in 2020 and beyond, a lot of our old outfits aren't going to fit. We need to make room for them if we're going to bring some new ideas on board.
The great ideas of 10 years ago are your baggage of today. And hand on my heart, I reckon that the travel industry is proof of that. The best ideas, even from 2 years ago, seem to be holding us back today.
What I'm trying to say here is take a moment to question why you do the things you do, because you need to do it before 2020.
A lot of the stuff that is being taught now and a lot of the stuff that is happening in businesses is exactly the same stuff that I was taught and I did 21 years ago. When I was drowning in fact stream, I had to do my own fare construction, and my biggest competitor was Jet Set down the road.
I just don't believe that our younger generation are providing the level of customer service that we really should be. And it's because they view that they're not in that job for long, so why should I go out of my way to deliver the best service I could when I'm, just saving a few bucks to head overseas on a holiday or working holiday themselves.
We really need to take the bull by the horns and as an industry commit to changing. Let's commit to doing things differently.
It is not a time to sit still in business.
Everyone is trying to do the same stuff that we've always been doing, and I call that polishing a turd. And I think it's time to flush the toilet and start to do things differently, because what we are doing is not working. I just don't believe that having generic ads out there and getting some brand awareness is attracting us what we need. We need to be networking with the clients that we want to attract. Like, where are the clients in the niche of our niche? Where are they? Where are they hiding? What forums are they on online? Where do they go? What conferences are they at? How can we get there? How can we comment on blogs that they are writing and they are going to read so that they know that we are part of the niche as well? That we're highly visible to the people that we want to attract. We don't do that anymore by being just sort of on a street front.
Have you actually defined your goals? Have you defined what success means for you either now or for 2020? Is it an exit strategy? Is it $1 million?